NECN Studios. Up-to-the-minute business news from New England and the world. This is NECN Business.
'Tis the season for a holiday party at your workplace, but before you plan out your office get-together, there are some important legal issues you have to think about if you're an employer now. We're joined by Amber Elias, attorney from the Boston office of Fisher & Phillips, and you deal with employers all the time, so you have some great tips. Good to have you here. And I think let's get right to what is generally the biggest liability, and that's alcohol. What should an employer think about if they're having a holiday company party?
Well, you know, it's still a company party, and they have to make sure that their employees are having a good time, but keeping their consumption in check. First thing to do is to make sure that they're not going to be driving. So make arrangements for reduced cab fares or even hotels. And designated drivers as well. You also say limit the length of the party. That's an important tip. You don't want a party going to 4 a.m. That's right. The longer they go, the more they can drink. So keep it at a reasonable length. Also have non-alcoholic drink options. Seems obvious, but why? Well, people have lots of different reasons for not wanting to drink, and it's good to have options so that people can regulate themselves. You know, you say here, do not serve punch, which I thought was an interesting one because that's one of those things that people can drink a lot of and they don't realize how drunk they're getting, essentially. That's exactly it. You don't know exactly how much alcohol you're having until it's far too late. All right. You also say provide food and entertainment. Why is that important to having a safe party? Well, first of all, food helps people regulate how much they're drinking, but entertainment helps take the focus off the drinking so that there are other ways that guests can enjoy themselves. Hold your event at a professionally managed facility that's off-site, not at your location. Why is that significant? Well, first of all, you have professional bartenders who are mixing the drinks, not your employees, but they're also trained in managing these kinds of situations and keeping them under control. Also, designate a monitor. That'd be somebody that's just not going to drink and sort of hang back and see the forest for the trees? That's exactly it. An employee you trust who can keep an eye on things and keep you alert if anything does get out of hand. All right. You also say hold these on a weeknight, and that I think would go along with the rationale behind don't have it till 4 a.m. It's the same idea. People are going to regulate themselves a little more carefully if they know how they have to show up to work the next day. That's an important thing. You say hire security, and why is that significant? You'd think if it's a party, we're going to have a good time and you don't need security or a cop there. You know what? It's just a preventative measure that if things do get out of hand, you have somebody who can step in and take control of the situation. And to avoid sexual harassment issues, you say don't hang mistletoe. Don't do it. If you want to do it in your home, that's fantastic, but you're really opening yourself up for a lot of trouble down the road. And last but not least, I think this is an important one. You say review your insurance that you have at your company. Absolutely. Review your insurance for what coverage there might be for alcohol-related events, and really review all of your policies because you have to they apply the same way as they would in a normal workday. Great tips for employers. As far as employees go, what's number one before we go that they should keep in mind to keep safe and keep their jobs? You know, it's great to have a good time, but it's still work. Your boss is still there. You have to work with these people on Monday. So just keep it under control. That's great advice. Amber Elias, attorney with the Boston law firm of Fisher & Phillips. Thanks for being here and happy holidays. You too.